First of all, thank you so much for letting us have this honor of interviewing you, sir. And the first question would be asked by Satyam.
My first question would be, what would be your opinion, in your opinion, what is the current country's political system? What do you have to say about it in India?
Siddiq, typically as a businessman, I shy away from making a comment on the political situation. The reality is that we are far from ideal from a political leadership. Reality is that it's not about 2 or 3 party system. We have become, by definition, a multi-party system. Reality is that it will be a coalition government in every form and shape, and that also effectively means is that you will have to work on different agendas at different point of time. If you were running a corporate, you like to have a common vision, common mission, common goals. I mean, obviously, the political parties have to work together to define a common minimum agenda, because I do believe that the success of Indian government and the success of Indian corporate are very, very closely linked.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, sir, do you find that a CEO in a setup or a growth of an IT firm in an unstructured industry like it was back in the 91 days, so is it different from the one that we are in the mature stages? So is the role of the CEO different?
I would actually not like to say we were unstructured in 1991. Our business models were different in 1991. In 2013, our business models have evolved. Now, the reality is different industries go through a different ways of evolution. For us, it's a people industry, it's a talent industry, it's an HR industry, and I call it an HR industry because ultimately my product is human capital.
Yes.
And if my product is human capital, how best I'm able to leverage, make a company which is inclusive, which is collaborative, and which is a place where an employee dances to work in the morning. I guess these are the common fundamentals, whether they were in 1991 or whether they are in 2013. Business models have changed. Business models means we are taking a lot more risk, or a customer is willing to trust us a lot more. So my personal belief is you can actually define the 2 phases as a startup phase, and you can define the current phase as more like a middle age. I, like a middle-aged man, would like to believe that I'm still young and I'm still a startup at heart. And I'm trying to inculcate as a CEO the spirit of startup, but a maturity of a large organization.
Sir, further to this question, I would have, what according to you would be the essential qualities in today's time that a leader should have?
I've covered it in my morning conversation with all of you. As I said, as a leader, you need to lead by example, you need to be flexible, you need to be able to... in my opinion, the biggest quality a leader can ever demonstrate is being a parent. As you would remember during your growing up age, that the few people that you could always trust implicitly, that was your parents.
I agree, sir, definitely.
Number 2 is, so that means if the equation between a leader and his colleagues is that of mutual faith and trust, I think that's the first quality that I would like all leaders to have. The second part is a parent would rather look at the comfort of his child. I would not say that a leader is looking at his colleagues as a child, but if he is leader, then he should know that he has to sacrifice, he has to be a role model. He cannot say that I will go and stay in 4 seasons, but I expect my people to go and stay in a bed and breakfast hotel. So to me, that is the second quality of a leader. The third quality of a leader is who is willing to listen. I mean, if it's like trying to be a general with only assumption that your experience will lead you. No, it has to be experience and eyes. Everything has to be 4 eyes as far as I am concerned, and that 2 eyes of the youngest member of my family who is leading from the front is as important as a CEO's own 2 eyes. So, as I said, inclusive, collaborative, and performance oriented and willing to take action, that is a leadership quality.
One question is the qualities which were required by the leaders probably 10, 20 years from now. Do you think those are the same which will be required right now also? Or do you think they have changed?
Again, Siddhi and Aditya, I can only tell you from my perspective. You are a leader. Today you are a student leader. Today you are a program manager for this great event. Today you were a leader when you were conducting this session for everybody. And I honestly believe the leadership qualities do not change over the years. The leadership qualities, as I keep reminding you, is getting people to work with you, getting people to rally together for a shared vision, getting people to get excited about an opportunity is the same whether you are young or whether you are older. And leader by definition is a person who's leading a pack of leaders. I mean, I don't think anybody here at 90 students that you had here or 90 graduates that you had here, any one of them was not a leader. And today you were leading all of them. So, I mean, in my opinion, you guys are born leaders and you will have to continue to demonstrate that trait if you want to be the leader 20 years from now.
So, what are your thoughts on executive compensation these days?
I don't even understand what that question is. To me, very frankly, there are 3 schools of thought I have heard up till now. One is that everybody is a socialist and, if you happen to be a leader doesn't mean that your own food needs or your own clothes needs or your own transport needs are any different than the worker who is coming to work with you. The second school of thought is, which is more like, few parts of Europe, that the gap between your direct report or the junior most employee should be between a range of X or Y. The third part is the American method of system is that a leader leads, he is an entrepreneur manager, he needs to have a share of the value that he is creating for the shareholders. Right? I mean, if a market cap of the company is increased by $1 billion and if you pay him 1% of it, you have only paid him $10 million. Now this is the American method, and I strongly tend to be more American capitalist on that front, though India is nowhere near there. I mean, India is somewhere between Europe and the socialist model. But I strongly believe that we have to remember businesses are created so that not only do you build an enterprise, but you are also able to create value for the shareholder. And if this is the person who is leading the charge, I mean, please give him a due share of that, organization value creation.
So that way, the organizational progress is equivalent to your incentive that you get.
I would not say that. It's only, I mean, if it is, for example, if Mahindra and Mahindra owns 50% of my company, if let us say the market cap goes up by $100 million, they will make $50 million and some of us, if we were in a management team, will make $5 million. So all I can say is, some people may argue even this is not equitable, but I would at least like to believe that there should be a fair share for the people who create wealth and a fair people who invest and take risks.
So one last question. One piece of advice for the budding managers in today.
Like ourselves.
Yeah, like ourselves, definitely.
I mean, make mistakes. I honestly would like to give you only one advice: make mistakes. I mean, you would be known not for the mistakes you have made, but you will be known for the success, and there cannot be a success without making mistakes. So please make mistakes.
Thank you so much.
Thank